Dr. Mensa Otabil presents Worship as a deeply practical and revelatory guide that redefines worship beyond music, rituals, or emotional experiences. The book frames worship as a total life response to God, rooted in understanding who God is and aligning one's life with His purpose. 1. The true meaning of worship. Dr. Otabil begins by dismantling the narrow idea that worship is only singing or church activities. He defines worship as reverence and submission to God, acknowledging God's supremacy, a lifestyle of obedience and honor. Worship is not something we do occasionally. It is who we are continually. Every decision, value, and priority reflects what or who we truly worship. 2. Worship begins with revelation. True worship flows from knowledge of God, not ignorance. According to the book, you cannot genuinely worship what you do not know. Revelation precedes devotion. The deeper your understanding of God's nature, the purer your worship. This explains why worship can become empty ritual when people lack spiritual understanding. 3. The object of worship. Dr. Otabil strongly emphasizes that only God is worthy of worship. However, many people unknowingly worship substitutes such as money and material success, power, status, and influence, people, traditions, or self. Anything that controls your affection, loyalty, and obedience becomes an idol. Worship is revealed by what commands your heart. 4. Worship and sacrifice. Worship always involves sacrifice. Drawing from biblical examples, the book explains, worship costs something valuable. True worship demands surrender of pride, comfort, time, and self-will. Sacrifice proves sincerity. Without sacrifice, worship becomes convenience-driven and shallow. 5. The altar principle. Altars represent meeting points between God and humanity. Dr. Otabil teaches that worship establishes spiritual altars in our lives. Altars signify commitment, remembrance, and covenant. Every altar demands a sacrifice. In modern life, altars are built through prayer, obedience, and consecration, not physical stones. 6. Lifestyle worship. One of the strongest themes of the book is that daily life is worship. How you work, how you treat people, how you handle money, how you respond to authority, integrity, excellence, humility, and service are all expressions of worship. Sunday worship without weekday obedience is incomplete. 7. Corporate versus personal worship. Dr. Otabil distinguishes between personal worship, private devotion, prayer, obedience, corporate worship, a collective expression of reverence in community. Corporate worship is powerful, but it cannot replace personal devotion. Public worship only amplifies what already exists privately. 8. Worship as spiritual warfare. Worship is not passive, it is a weapon. The book explains that worship shifts spiritual atmospheres, silences the enemy, invites God's presence and intervention. When believers worship in truth, they realign heaven's authority into earthly situations. 9. The heart of the worshiper. God is more interested in the heart than the act. Dr. Otabil highlights, God rejects worship that lacks sincerity. Pride, bitterness, and hypocrisy block true worship. Obedience validates worship. The posture of the heart determines the power of worship. 10. The purpose and reward of worship. Worship glorifies God, transforms the worshiper, aligns humanity with divine purpose. While worship is not transactional, it positions believers for divine encounters, guidance, and transformation. Core takeaways. Worship is a lifestyle, not an event. Revelation fuels authentic worship. Sacrifice authenticates worship. Whatever rules your heart is what you worship. Obedience is worship expressed. Final thought. In worship, Dr. Mensa Otabil calls believers back to authentic, intelligent, and purposeful worship, one that transcends music and enters the realm of total surrender. The book challenges readers to examine their lives and ask a profound question. Is God truly the center of everything I do? For more insightful and faith-lifting audiobooks, do well to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you for watching and listening to us today.